What up, guys? Mad Viking here. Back. This is a current news video, wrestling news video. I don't know, whatever reason, I didn't get my phone notification. Tonight, I was supposed to be at an NXT show in Dade City, and I missed it. Well, it was 7:45 when I got a chirp from my phone reminding me that I set this on my calendar to go. So yeah, I missed that show, and then I didn't go to the Crystal River show. That was like a week or two ago either. So I've missed 2 shows, and now I'm kind of a little down and out on it because I guarantee you something big is going to happen. Not that. That's just how it works. The last time I missed the show there, that was when EC3 debuted, and I wasn't happy about that. Or at least he debuted for Dade City anyway. So, you know, it always seems to be when you don't go to a show, that's when something happens. So, anyways, like I said, I'm feeling a little down and out, or depressed because I missed the show. So, figured I'd make some videos. But there's a lot of stuff here, so a lot of it is old from what I'm looking at. Let's see. Cain Velasquez, UFC fighter. He's recently been signed for his pro wrestling debut for the AAA promotion in Mexico. I thought he was on the WWE's radar. Or am I thinking of the wrong guy's name? I don't even want to try to say his name because I'll say it wrong. But that's well, I shouldn't say that's a big deal because I don't know that he has a wrestling background. They're obviously just signing a name. And I don't know that MMA is super huge in Mexico, so I don't know if this is a good thing for them. But yeah, UFC champion to AAA. This is kind of old. Matt Hardy teases leaving WWE. And literally a week later, he's back on TV and he's wrestling. Again, this is a guy whose pelvis and spine are fusing together and was supposed to retire. So I don't know if they're just giving him what he wants. He wants to wrestle. They don't want him to leave because his contract is supposed to be ending like at Mania time. And then, of course, he got back into the ring with his brother Jeff for Team Extreme. And then he also debuted Big Money Matt, his character from Ring of Honor. Everybody keeps saying TNA. I don't remember him doing Big Money Matt in TNA. I remember him doing it in Ring of Honor. And he was hilarious. So all the people are reporting that they were getting it wrong, unless you can prove it differently. That's not how I remember it. And like I said, I loved the Big Money Matt character. He was hilarious. But the WWE will get real tired of that character, too. He's supposed to be doing this character like a Faces of Foley type thing. But I don't know how you introduce them. I guess when he's mad, he's broken or woken. Well, and I don't know if he feels like being a jerk, he's going to be Big Money Matt. And when he wants to kick butt, he's Extreme, Team Extreme. I don't know. Charlotte and Cien almost Andrada, or whatever his damn name is now, have come out. They are a couple. They're dating. This is kind of old. TJ Perkins, Arn Anderson, and Ty Dillinger. Dillinger asked for his release. He got it. TJ Perkins, I haven't seen anything from him. Well, I don't watch 205 Live. But the last time I saw him was for WrestleMania weekend last year, maybe. And he had already not really been on TV for a while after he dropped his belt. And he was just doing, what was it, the Access store in... God, that might have been 2 years ago. Yeah, because that was in Orlando, I believe. So, yeah, the WWE has not been using him unless I'm wrong. So he was gone. He had an amazing Elite figure, though. I still love that figure. And Arn Anderson was apparently let go after he had a fight with Vince at a house show over Alicia Fox supposedly showing up drunk. And I guess he let her wrestle. There's probably a little bit more to that than what we know anyway. I mean, you can't tell me that's the first time a wrestler showed up at a house so drunk. But whatever. Arn Anderson is gone. He was very well liked by the boys. So I think it shocked a lot of people. Ty Dillinger asked for his release. I mean, he's been on the main roster for, what, a year? Almost 2. What's he had? 4 matches? And it didn't hit me who this guy was, man, when he was fired. He's been in and out of the WWE forever. He was Sean Spears in FCW. He was brought back for the ECW revival. When they were doing the FCW stuff, before they built their facility, not the train performance center, they had a facility somewhere in Tampa. I would see this guy wrestle at this place by my house called Bourbon Street, and I would see him wrestle there. And then when he was fired, he was still wrestling there for, I guess it was ACW, I don't know. But he'd been in and out with the WWE for a long time. I think he's 36, 38 years old. He obviously quit because he wants to have a legacy. He wants a career. He doesn't want to just show up at arenas and sit in a locker room. So Ty Dillinger is gone. I could see him going to AEW, but who knows? This is old. This is before the Hall of Fame news was breaking. DX, of course, was reported first. Recently followed up by the Hart Foundation and then Harlem Heat. And it's interesting here because Honky Tonk Man was also entered in. But the last name here, this was supposed to be a leak. Supposedly going in was supposed to be Taz. And I don't think they've announced all of the Hall of Famers going in this year. So we're going to have to wait and see how that works. If he goes in or not. There is a bioptic movie in the works for Hulk Hogan. And I kind of like this. But it's going to star Chris Hemsworth. Now, Chris Hemsworth got jacked when he first got Thor. I mean, if you can remember those pics that were showing him picking up the hammer or whatever it was, he had guns. He has not kept that mass on since he's gotten famous. He's actually kind of a thin dude, so he's going to have to bulk up if he wants this, and it's been said he's very excited. He's hoping this is getting made. I would like to see it. Jimmy Uso arrested again, and what was it, last week? His arrest video popped up. It didn't show him fighting with cops or getting tased. To me, he didn't really even seem that upset. He seemed a little ticked when he was sitting in the backseat of the car, and they did show Naomi talking to the cops, admitting he was drunk. But that was about it. I mean, how many times has that boy been arrested? And he still has his job? I mean, they fired Rhino back in the day for kicking a flower pot. EC3 already DOA on the main roster, and that was, what, only 2 matches in. He's recently just been allowed to start speaking, so I guess that's a plus. Supposedly, Vince already hates him. To me, I don't even think Vince would let him get over just for the pure fact he was TNA. He wasn't TNA originally, though. He did used to be in NXT, and they cut him. And he went off to TNA and became a big deal. He was becoming a really big deal in NXT. He was super popular on the house shows. I very rarely watched NXT's TV, and I caught a couple pay-per-views, but NXT was over. And basically, they're just like with all those other call-ups that he came up with, they're not doing anything with them. And I think it's a shame. If EC3 is already buried, that's not his fault. They didn't even give him a shot. God, this is old. Double or Nothing sold out in 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And it's recently been announced that All In 2 will be back at the Chicago Center, which kind of bums me out. I think they're going to turn that building in basically their Madison Square Garden. The Chicago Center put a plaque on the building commemorating the All In event, and it's got Cody and the Young Bucks face on it, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure they're real stoked about that, and they want to keep their loyalty to that building. So, yeah, there's that. Tammy Lynn Cinch is back in jail again in Pennsylvania. Jeez, yeah, this is February 15th for, I don't even remember. I don't even think she's out of jail. So, I don't think anybody's going to offer her any money for another porn video to pay her bills. Vince and Triple H are at war over the NXT call-ups. I don't think this is new news. I mean, I think that's pretty much a given at this point. Vince just doesn't seem to support anybody who comes up. Right now, Ricochet and Black are doing very nicely, but what's it been? 3-4 shows? Give it another month. Let's see how well they're doing. Because Vince gets bored real quick. Let's see. AEW signs a bunch of new women. One is... okay, why am I having a brain fart? Did I write that wrong? Bea Presley? They also signed Summer Rae. Yes, that's Summer Rae. And it's interesting that they did that because if you watch one of my videos, I don't know how long ago, in the last year or so, Bullet Club was talking about women that they'd bring into the organization. And one of the women that into Bullet Club, one of the women they picked was Summer Rae. And even then, I was like, so they must have a nice relationship with her because they brought her in out of everybody out on the market, Summer Rae. And they also announced their new pay-per-view Fight for the Fallen, which will be at the Jacksonville Pavilion. And I had to look this up because I was like, well, at least it's not the football stadium for the Jaguars. I don't know if I'm interested in this. I don't know how they're going to do this. It's a pavilion for like rock shows. So there's a stage. And then there's this little pit area where they showed pictures that I looked up, staying in the pit for the concerts. So either they're going to have the ring up on the stage, or it's going to be down in that pit. And I can tell you, I don't know. I was looking at some of the seats. I don't know. I'm going to have to... They haven't said when these tickets are going on sale. Doesn't mean I won't scoop up some tickets, maybe do a giveaway or something, but... God, I know I have the date for that somewhere on here. Madison Rayne quits Ring of Honor and goes back to Impact. I've liked Ring of Honor. I mean, I've liked Madison Rayne. I can say her Ring of Honor stint wasn't very eventful, but I can also say she wasn't tearing it up either. The Ring of Honor show I just went to in February, she was on the card, and it was a pretty boring match. So, and from what my understanding is, she was trying to get those two, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, signed to Ring of Honor to reform the Beautiful People. And Ring of Honor was for it, but they weren't going to keep the group together very long, and they told her they were going to split the group up at some point for Madison Rayne to feud with them. And I guess she didn't like that, and the deal fell through, and then she asked for her release, and now she's back in Impact. So there's that. And I just recently saw on the internet Angelina Love is back in Impact too. So maybe there's a Beautiful People reunion on the horizon. Oh, God, yeah. What happened with this? I never heard anything else about this. Howard Finkel, the longtime ring announcer for the WWE, suffered a massive stroke and was not doing well. I think he was in a medical-induced coma. Never heard anything else about it. So I'm assuming he's alive. What is this? No Way Jose, Dana Brooke, Lana, Jinder, EC3 with a list of others to possibly follow. The Ascension, Sin Cara, Mike Bennett, Mojo, Rhino, Alicia Fox, Grand Metalik, and other 205 Live guys are all supposedly on the chopping block for possible firings, which I believe was supposed to come after Mania. And I could see that with a lot of these people. I've heard Alicia Fox's head was on the chopping block for a long time. She still has a job. I think I was discussing this with Christian. I don't know how she still has her job. She has a look. She's a minority, so that plays up in her favor. But, I mean, she's been in the company since the Diva era, and really she's just cashing checks. Dana Brooke, I could see this happening because all of a sudden now they're kind of putting her on TV. They did that with Emma before they cut her. Lana, I don't know what to think about that. I don't know why they don't like to let her wrestle. I thought she did pretty good. What was that, last year? When they were letting her wrestle on TV, and she had that series with Naomi. Like I said, letting Jinder go, they botched him. He didn't botch himself. EC3, that's not even right. Rhino, I could see it, I guess. And I don't know, Mojo Riley hasn't even been on the roster that long to cut him. But whatever. AEW is forming an alliance with AAA. I believe that was already announced. With Lucha Underground. And obviously, recently with Impact. AEW also recently announced the signing of Allie. And I thought maybe that was for a working relationship or talent swap with AEW. But no, her contract quietly expired with Impact. And she did the last set of tapings. I mean, there's a major storyline right now involving her. And I guess when it ends, it ends. It's over for Allie. I don't know what to think about that. Allie has been on Impact now for a while. It was kind of time to cut her loose, I guess. Rosemary gone after the Monday after WrestleMania. When she was originally signed, it was leaked she wasn't supposed to be around that long. So this really shouldn't be a shocker. She said a long time ago she wants to start having kids with her husband, who I think was legitimately banned from Raw recently. It was all over the internet that thing where he hit a security guard was not planned. Let me see. Jushin Thunder Liger will retire at Wrestle Kingdom next year. I forget how old that guy is, but I mean, I was a child when he was wrestling. He still does wrestle. He is an absolute legend in the wrestling world. I will have to watch Wrestle Kingdom, the next one coming up, just to see him retire. Lars Sullivan news. He may be an entrance in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania. I don't even know what to think with him. I mean, I get panic attacks and anxiety. I don't know what happened to this dude that he's just like off the radar and at home because he had a panic attack. I understand I would be in the same position. I think he was getting pushed too fast, too quick, and he wasn't ready for it. But I mean, I guess we're going to see what happens if he's in this battle royal. What does this turns on? Here's money deal to resign. Oh, the Good Brothers. All signs still point to the Good Brothers leaving and rejoining their brothers in AEW. They turned down a huge money deal to resign with the company. Their contracts will be over in September. Yeah, I guess we still wouldn't see them at All In too, though, would we? Ciampa had a successful neck surgery. His recovery time is messed up. He is likely to be out for at least 2 years. It sucks. He was on a roll. 2 years is a long time. His neck surgery was supposed to be that bad. It was said he was working injured. The company knew it, and they wanted him to keep working until after WrestleMania. So that is really the WWE's fault. You don't push somebody with serious injuries. But they did, and now they're paying the price. And I hope the guy still gets paid, because it's 2 years, man. Brie Bella announced retirement. What was that, last month? Well, Nikki Bella has now officially announced her retirement from the ring as well. So we are saved. We are not going to be spoon-fed divas, the Bellas anymore. I was always a Nikki Bella fan, but I mean Brie Bella, but her return really soured me on her, and I've never been a fan of Nikki. So, like I said, the pain is over. Let's just say that. El Phantasmo is said to be joining the Bullet Club in New Japan. Look him up. Let's see. Flip Gordon was recently scheduled to make his big Ring of Honor return from injury, and I guess yesterday he re-injured himself. So he's shelved again. Geez, I don't know how, it hasn't been said how bad his injury is, but I mean, this guy could probably be shelved with injuries until his contract is over. And you know for sure he would go and join AEW when it's over. But I feel for the guy. I mean, he's a young buck. Come on, Cat. He's a young buck. And right now, things are not going his way. Okay. Hikaluha. I never could say his name right, and I'm sure I'm butchering it now. Returned from injury. He's the brother of the Gorillas of Destiny, Tonga, Haku's kids. They're all Haku's kids. But he is back, and he's rejoined the Bullet Club. There's a rumor going around that Renee Young is rumored to be replaced and removed from the Raw announce team. I'm sure this is some sort of a fallout because of the Dean Ambrose situation. Supposedly this last Monday, that was it for him. He's not going to be back on Raw for the next 2 weeks, and he has no Mania match. So everybody thought it was kind of a hoax that he's leaving. Well, it all points to, it looks like he is leaving. And there's probably going to be repercussions on Renee Young. And if you notice, well, that's on SmackDown. There was a new blonde announcer on SmackDown this week that I've never seen before. Renee's replacement? I don't know. Her being pulled from the announce team, I don't know. Doesn't bother me any. She's not doing anything for me doing it. And it just seems like Corey Graves and Cole don't like her being there because she usually only gives like a few word responses to anything, and anything more than that, she's usually cut off by like Corey Graves or he's yelling at her. I know they don't want her there. It's not a good fit. Kira Zane possibly moving up to the main roster before WrestleMania 36 because it's going to be a pirate-themed WrestleMania, which will be at Tampa Stadium, which has Buccaneers pirate ship. So there's probably going to be some grandiose entrance with the Sky Pirates at Tampa next year. But by then, she should be up to the main roster. I mean, she's already been in NXT for a year, maybe even more. So another year, she's got to rot down there before she gets called up. Oh, God, I forgot about this. Garbage Pail WWE announces partnership with the Garbage Pail Kids. Now, I know most of you guys don't even know who that is or what that is. The Garbage Pail Kids was a card brand in the 80s, like this, except it came with like a sticker, and it was like a play off of the Cabbage Patch Kids, but they usually were of something horrible or disgusting or violent or something like that. And like I said, they were very popular for a while, so I guess they're making some sort of a resurgence, and the WWE is in a partnership with them for stickers, shirts, and hats, which are supposed to be of WWE superstars, I guess. Cat! Which are going to be at like live events, I guess. I don't know, or sold in WWE shop. So I guess you have those to look forward to. Oh, God. Okay, these are some passings in the wrestling world. Wally, Amaguchi, and Dick the Destroyer. Dick the Destroyer was before my time of knowledge in wrestling. He was always on all the old-timey wrestling magazines, or when they showed old wrestling magazines in the wrestling magazines, you would always see his face, or his mask anyway, the iconic white with blue lining mask, and there was always like a big hole for his nose because he kind of had a big nose. This guy was very big back in the day. He's responsible for retiring Gorgeous George, which was a huge deal back then. He passed away at 88. Wally Yamaguchi, you're probably like, who the hell is he? He was the manager of, what are they called, Kai and Tai back then? The whole group when there was like 5 of them or 6 of them. And that he was most infamously a part of that storyline with Val Venus and Wally's wife, daughter, I don't remember. And he had that tagline or that thing that everybody still remembers to this day. I'm gonna choppy your pee-pee. Well, yeah, that guy passed away at 61, kind of young. He looked kind of old even then back in the day. So he was 41 doing Raw, or 40 back then. So yeah, those 2 guys have recently passed. This was always rumored at the beginning of the rumors for AEW that Jim Ross was going to AEW, but now it's official. He's got a $1 million 3-year deal, so he will be the voice of AEW. There was a rumor that Eminem signed an on-air role with the WWE for SmackDown because Fox wants big ratings and celebrities. And then it was coming out that it's bogus or it's bullshit. I don't know what to think. I would think they would have wanted something like that to be kept under secret. But either way, it just sounds dumb. If you bring him in for a one and done. You don't bring him in for like a 3-month series of Eminem just sitting around backstage dissing wrestlers and stuff like what they're doing with those SNL guys, which is just stupid. So I hope this Eminem thing is just that, a rumor, because it sounds dumb. The Young Bucks win the AAA Tag Team titles from the Lucha Brothers, setting up for their match at Double or Nothing. Lana gets called out by the Brooklyn 911 star because she was holding up traffic during a New York photo shoot or or LA photo shoot. I saw a little bit of a video. The traffic wasn't moving to begin with. When it wasn't moving, she'd walk out into the middle of the road, and the photographer would do pictures of her. I think she was in lingerie. But I guess this person tweeted a picture of her doing it, and I don't know, everybody was jumping all over Lana, calling her a horrible person, and that she's only doing that photo shoot to get fired from the WWE. I don't think you can do anything outside of the WWE without being cleared, so I'm sure this was something the WWE was well aware about. But, I mean, people were tearing Lana up. Let me see. The rumor is AJ signed with the WWE. That was before it was announced he re-signed. So if he signed a contract worth double the money. What was he making? He was making 3.5 before, so now this guy is making $7 million a year. That was John Cena money just a few years ago. Now John Cena makes $10 million. $10 million just to stay signed with the company. Anyway, let me see. WWE rumored to have, oh God, WrestleMania is rumored to possibly be over 8 hours long with 17 matches. They just announced another match, a tag team match. I didn't even read it because I don't care. That is ridiculous. If they want to have everybody have a WrestleMania match with a payoff for like the WWE's big, like, thanks for all the hard work, whatever, throughout the year, my bright idea would be to have like a WrestleMania, because like every town, the town that they have it in, every wrestling company in the world shows up there. For all the other guys that they want to have WrestleMania matches or a WrestleMania type moment, why don't they do like NXT versus WWE or something like that? I don't know, like before WrestleMania, the night before, the day before, something. Last year's WrestleMania was ridiculous. This year's is ridiculous and hasn't even happened yet. Like I said, everybody's talking about going to WrestleMania next year in Tampa, but I cannot see myself sitting in a football stadium seat for 7 or 8 hours. And if it's that long, you're going to be sitting in that stadium at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it's still blistering hot. I was telling Christian, I don't even go to Bucks games anymore because it gets to over 100 degrees in that stadium during the day. So I don't even know. Like I said, I don't know what to think about this WrestleMania crap. Cody Rhodes files a trademark on the name Dusty Rhodes because he's still pretty pissed off he can't use his own frickin' last name. And he was going after old trademarks like Great American Bash, all the old pay-per-views that his dad came up with, the names or whatever. It doesn't mean he's going to get this stuff, but we'll see. It was Jericho and Omega to work AAA on talent share swaps with AEW. I already said Ali. Oh, AEW on the last, what was it, Nightmare Family YouTube channel video. Brandy was teasing the future AEW heavyweight title, and it is supposed to mimic the old Mid-South North American title. I'm probably the only one watching this who has any idea what that belt looks like. Google it. I'll say it again. Where is it? Mid-South North American title. This title, if you can call it that, is more like body armor, because most of the guys just slung it or wrapped it around their body, like sideways, shoulder to waist. It was a massive, amazing-looking title. I can't even imagine Kenny or Cody wearing something, such a thing like that. But that's supposedly what they're shooting for. So, like I said, go Google that image. I already said that. Stacey Irvin Jr. of NXT recently asked for his release, and from what I understand, he got it. A lot of people are probably like, "Who the hell is he?" I think he's only had one NXT TV match. He's on the last few of my NXT videos on my channel. Not hard to look up. He was an Olympian gymnast or something like that. He does have some pretty flashy moves. I guess he got a concussion scare. I went back and watched my videos with him in it, and he took some hard bumps, but I mean, did he get hurt there? But then I saw one video clip of them. I guess he was in a match against Street Profits, and he got plastered in that clip. So who knows where or how he got hurt, but supposedly Stacey Irvin Jr. is gone. And it shows because the last show I went to in Tampa, Mansoor was doing door security, and usually Stacey was. So yeah, you can tell Stacey is probably gone. Let's see. Lucha Underground news. Joey Ryan, Ivelisse, Phantasma, Cobra Moon, and come on, Cat, and Tecano Jr. all asked for their release, and they got it. Come on, stop pushing on the camera. They were all a part of the major lawsuit to get out of their Lucha Underground contracts, and I guess Lucha Underground kind of buckled. I guess probably because they don't have the money to keep fighting this in court when they're struggling to get a season. What is it? Season 5 going. So Joey Ryan, Ivelisse, Phantasma, Cobra Moon, and Texano Jr. were all released from their contract, which obviously, if you've been following the Elite on YouTube, Joey Ryan will definitely be a part of AEW. They've been teasing forever how he was locked up in a 100-year contract with Lucha Underground, and they would have signed him if they could. Well, he is definitely free now. I can guarantee you Ivelisse will probably go to AEW. She is a very talented wrestler, and it's not like she's a cast-off of like the WWE to have that that against her. She's fairly young, but like I said, she's a talented wrestler, so I wouldn't be shocked if she gets there too. Becky Lynch got offered a new multi-year contract with the company with a big raise. No word yet on if she signed it. Chances are she's signing it. She's in the middle of a giant push with a huge WrestleMania match that she basically said a few months ago she better get. And not on TV. She said it on the E&C podcast. So, yeah, she's going to resign. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is interesting news. Pro Wrestle Crate has defeated Wrestle Crate. They have bought them out, and Wrestle Crate is no more. Wrestle Crate was pretty much the end-all, be-all for a while in the box crate wars. When I was still getting them, they had screwed me over so many times it's not even funny. So Wrestle Crate is over. I've been with Pro Wrestle Crate for quite some time now. My last box on my channel down below here was very epic. I was very happy with it, but Wrestle Crate's gone. Another one bites the dust. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to keep carrying Wrestle Crate. It's going to be Pro Wrestle Crate. So, yeah, there hasn't been an official announcement that Wrestle Crate's gone, but if they're bought out, they're gone. Maybe that'll help with shipping anyway, and you'll get your boxes a lot quicker if you live down south like me. Who knows? Let's see. JoJo announces she is preggo, and not just a little bit pregnant, because I saw a picture of her. She looks like she's already like 6 months pregnant. So I guess we know what Bray Wyatt's been doing with all of his off-TV time. Let me see. The AAFL, the American Alliance Football League, is already in trouble. They are the competition, basically, that the NFL thinks to the XFL. The AAFL are supposed to be like the farm school for the NFL, which I didn't see that working out to begin with. You're basically put all that wear and tear on younger guys, and think of how many careers they could possibly ruin having them play in like this jobber league. But not only that, it's all the extra payroll. So they're already having issues. I forget what it was. There was something about some deal being worked out with both leagues, and if they didn't get worked out, the AAFL was going to fold. So if they fold, that's way better news for the XFL. I think the XFL has a way better chance this time around, because obviously I don't think they're going to go wrestling themed with football this time. So, yeah, what is that? Next year still. Yeah, next year still. The XFL is supposed to debut somewhere in 2020. So, I don't know. It was